My question to myself was today, why do we get scared of the things we want the most? Sometimes you think that if you had everything that you've ever wanted, then it's the experiences that you get with those people or those things. It's faster and sometimes it's slower, and it doesn't mean that it's not moving. But that's so close. Okay. My question to myself was today, why do we get scared of the things we want the most? Whether it is love, or a job we want, or the skill we want to develop, why would you ever be afraid of the experience of your heart's deepest longing? Why would you ever be afraid of experiencing joy and happiness? Why was I so scared of life? So this made me think about, like, I've been surrounded by people for a long time, and I probably have done the same things. Not to like say that other people are like this and that I've never done it as well, because I probably have. But I've noticed that people who are not joyful on a daily basis tend to complain a lot. And I found myself doing that at times when I was going for work and I actually felt like I wanted to do different things than what I was going to do. And I found myself complaining about it. And then I thought, this is not really me. Like, I'm not one to always complain about life or about things. And another thing that I've observed is how much the minute people find this place of like happiness and joy, they get so scared. There's this fear of like getting something, and then you get the fear of losing it. But then when you get the fear of losing it, if you start playing it in your mind, that's actually what you're gonna get. So it is so contradictory, but it does happen. Like, why is it that for some reason it seems to be easier to keep going on a path that it's not the one that fulfills your soul on a daily basis? And why is it so scary to actually go for the things that you want? I can only answer that question at this moment with like, because it's vulnerable. Because when something actually feels real, then it will touch you deeper than anything else. Whether that's love, when you find that you really... Because someone told me that girls tend to be the most friendly with the guys that they don't want anything with, and they just keep a distance from the guys that they actually want something with. And that, I was like, that is true, because I've done that so many times. I mean, I also will go for it if it's someone that I'm super into, but it feels so vulnerable because I'm feeling something real in my, like, I'm feeling sensations and emotions, and like it will touch the parts of myself that I'm not controlling to be in any certain way, and it will come out in it whichever way. It's in a spontaneous way, and so because it feels like it's harder to control whatever someone else perceives of you, it feels so much more vulnerable. And also, the more something can open you up to feel, it means not only joy but also sadness or pain. And out of that fear, one just tends to push it away. But what's the point of life then? You come here to experience life. If you end up not doing any of the things you actually want because you're afraid, whether that's pursuing the person you actually find attractive and you actually want something with, or the job that you actually want, and like, I mean, everyone starts off somewhere. Like, you have to start off from scratch in one way or another, whether it's building a skill or anything in life. So you're not going to be perfect right away. It's something that builds up, and you just have to keep doing it again and again and again, and it's not going to be an overnight success. Most of the time it'll just be a gradual build up, and it requires a lot of patience and perseverance and to continue to do it in repetition. But it is possible, and you can experience those things. I lost my train of thought. Basically, it's like, why are you afraid of being happy? Why are you afraid that if you go for the things that you really want, even if you're not perfect at them, why are you afraid of that? You end up going for the things that you don't want and starting them from scratch anyway and getting good at them. Why not spend that time on the things you actually want? On whatever skill it is that you want and whatever lifestyle it is that you want. You have to start somewhere. Why spending all of your energy in something that it's not the experience you wish to live in life, and that doesn't bring you any sort of feeling of fulfillment? Why not investing that energy, or however much energy you do have, in building up slowly by, like, step by step in the direction you actually want to go? So that was sort of my observation and pondering on about life today. Sometimes there's just mellow days where you don't really know what to do, or you don't really feel like you have much energy to do much. And that's okay. That's okay. I think I'll get into another subject, which is clarity. When I used to have these kinds of days where it's like, I am going in a direction and I am taking steps in that direction, but there's not really a real proof of anything, and there might be a day that I'm not actively pushing in any, like, I'm not feeling a sense of that, how would you call it, that like fighting spirit, like pushing spirit, and I'm feeling more like a mellow kind of day. And it would be one of those days where I would get into this spiral of clarity. And I will admit, I am a bit hooked on astrology for some reason. I've always loved it, and I find it so interesting, and I am capable of listening to the same information 10,000 times over and over again, because for some reason my brain will take note of different parts of that information every different time that I listen to it. And I find it like reassuring, because I guess I was just seeking validation for my inner knowing of like, I really wanted to have someone validating the things that I felt that were for me, in order to gather up enough courage and energy to push through the fear and to actually use it as like my courage stepping stone instead of a paralyzing thing that would make me not take action. And because I didn't find it in people around me, or even if I did, I would disregard it, I seeked in astrology. And I would go on these loops over and over and over again of really wanting clarity and thinking about and looking up like 10,000 jobs that I could do differently that could possibly like take me in the direction that I wanted, or whatever it was that I was feeling in that day that I wanted and that I felt that I didn't have, I guess. And for the first time, I honestly think since I was a child, I feel like I can just be. Every time I feel a sense of dissatisfaction arising or an urge for some sort of clarity, I get to this place within of like, I have clarity. It's just about living now. It's just about being now. And sometimes clarity doesn't come with endless search. It comes with silence, it comes with meditation, it comes with being present, with being in nature, with just doing simple things, and especially with just being okay with not knowing. The minute you stop pressuring yourself that you need some sort of immediate clarity that will take you the next day to everything you've ever wanted in life, when you stop pressuring yourself in that way, it just calms down, and it comes. It comes with each step that you take, with everything that you are doing. And that reality that you've always dreamed about, or that you feel so strongly about, is happening. It might not come tomorrow, the whole full thing, but I mean, life itself prepares us for the things that we actually want. Sometimes you think that if you had everything that you've ever wanted the next day, then you would be happy, but that's not really how you get the things you really want. It's just, you could get every material thing you could ever dreamed of and still not feel peace inside, because that's something that you have to find that peace within yourself. Because in truth, what you are seeking is not the things or even the people. It's the experiences that you get with those people or those things, and the feeling that you get when you experience those things with those people or by yourself. It's the sense of joy, a sense of peace, a sense of harmony within. At least that's what I believe that everyone's looking for. But if not everyone, that's what I've always found that drives me in life, to be quite honest. I have decided in my life that inner peace and a sense of harmony within is my utmost priority in life. And although I love feeling like I'm being productive and going for the things and building my reality, to shape it in the way that feels the most aligned with my soul, I always need these kinds of days. I need to rest sometimes. I'm a woman. I go through cycles in life and I need time to rest. Time to be emotional, time to go through emotions, time to just be and to just feel and to not feel like I have to be anything or feel in any different way. And when you accept that, it feels okay within. And so no matter how life changes and how many things I get in life, that sense of inner peace for me is my guiding light. Inner harmony, because that's how I get to enjoy everything else that I have in my life. All the people that I love, all the people that I meet and that I have amazing experiences with. The inner peace that allows me to stay clear-headed when dealing with things that might trigger me or shake me, to wake up in different ways. That inner peace that allows me to take action from that space and not from some sort of desperate place of ambition, but more of a clear-headed, tranquil, peaceful place. And so today I'm just allowing myself to go through that. It was non-stop, non-stop, non-stop. For me at least. How I perceive it, and today I'm just being. And I needed that. And you know, within, you need to listen within, always. That's what gives you energy for all the other days. And to pour into people and to have something genuine and pure to pour into other people as well. Even my body's reacting. Like, my knee was reacting in my throat. My voice is different. It's just calling in, just rest for a bit. Just be for a bit. Just be okay with, like, you're doing good. You're doing amazing. Keep going. But remember to keep a balance in life. And your body will tell you when you need some balance and when you need some rest. And that's okay, because it's part of it. It's like a child. Sometimes they have growth spurts like crazy from one day to the other. But then the next day it might be just the tiniest thing. You cannot even tell the difference. So everything in life has a flow and has a way about it, and sometimes it's faster and sometimes it's slower, and it doesn't mean that it's not moving, but it means that all the parts of it are a wave, that it's doing its job, and you must keep that balance. I guess that's mostly of my observation today, I guess. Clarity. It's okay to not have clarity every day, or that push and drive in the same amount every day. It's okay to take rest. You can keep taking steps, and it's important to keep pursuing the direction that feels the most meaningful for you. But it's okay to just be sometimes. That's when the greatest ideas come, to be honest. Or the greatest experiences in life as well. The silence, the tuning in. I feel like I have neglected that for the past few months and made meditation become sort of more of a task, when in reality it's not meditation. It's what feels meaningful for me is when I really tune in and go into that space of nothingness and of just being sort of a wave. So I want to prioritize that in my life again, because life without that for me doesn't have any meaning. With all the great things that it has, that's the thing that has the most meaning for me. And so it should and must be a priority in my life. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Again. I guess that's all for today. Goodbye.